Let's ask Tom Lee. He is FundStrat's head of research. He's here with me on set. He's also, of course, a CNBC contributor. It's great to have you here. Thanks for coming in.
Great to see you, Scott.
You did call yesterday's CPI a quote-unquote game changer. Why?
I think it was the first time that the market could see an improvement in some of the underlying drivers of inflation, from shelter cooling to the durable goods cooling, medical, which was really on fire, flipping. And it means it's repeatable. You know, the Fed wants to see a series of lower inflation prints, and I think we're set up for the next few months of 0.2 to 0.3 month over month. That's 3.5% inflation.
You said the key thing, a series of lighter inflation prints. This is just one.
Correct.
It's just one.
But it does look really repeatable. Again, because medical insurance only adjusts every 12 months, it went from being roughly 2% a month to a -4. So you're going to get -4 the next 12 months. And shelter, which has been on fire as much as 0.8, is now down to 0.6, but now it's converging towards where markets are. So it's, I think it is very repeatable.
So let's get serious about this move. How far do you think it can go? How long do you think it can last?
I think that the June rally and the sort of false dawn pivot is a minimum template. That was about a 20% rally over 25 trading days. I think this one's going to be far stronger.
Wait. Stronger than 20%?
From the low. At least 25% from the 3,500. So something that could carry us to 44 or higher. And that's because we have, for the first time, sort of the ingredients for the Fed to do a convincing pause, to go from being a hire in a hurry to one that's more predictable, one that the markets can deal with, but possibly now raise the question that maybe the last hike is going to be December, and then the Fed's done.
Do you really believe that December is going to be the last hike for a while, that they do that and then they pause? Because their rhetoric, even in the face of the report you yourself call a game changer, was still pretty hawkish.
Yes. Powell's made it very clear. He looks at forward inflation, not realized. CPI is showing us what happened. If forward inflation is running at 3.5, a Fed at 4 3/4 is actually quite tight. And that, along with, we already see so many leading indicators of inflation being lower, that the Fed can move away from the hard data, see the job market cooling. Trucking is the most common job in 29 states. There's a lot of cuts in trucking coming. The labor market's softening up. I just think the case for accelerating inflation is over. You think, look, Jeremy Siegel, the Wharton School, was with me yesterday and said inflation's basically over. Yes.
It's kind of hard to declare that at a 7.7 print on the CPI.
Yes, the stock market in 82 bottomed when the inflation was around 7.5% on its way to 3. Volcker didn't posit pausing or ending the fight until October. So 10 weeks before the Fed actually even offered a view, the stock market had already bottomed.
You've been advocating, Fang, for the duration, for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Feels like those stocks are broken. No?
Yeah.
It really does. It's kind of undeniable that they look that way. Yeah,
it's been a terrible call. I think Fang still produces secular growth, but this year a lot of inflation companies, sensitives like energy and some industrials, produce growth that's much better. And you're right, they're crowded. I think you're right. I think the market's going to question Fang for some time, but I think they should still be in people's portfolios because they're high return on equity companies. They solve inflation in the future, but that's not what people care about today.
Well, I'm thinking of, if the Fed, what do you think the Fed's going to do in December, by the way? Because, it all plays into the same conversation about these mega cap stocks and other areas of tech.
I think the futures market has it right, that they're looking at 50 basis points, and unless we start to get so much cooler inflation, I would say the odds are that it's either 50 or 25, not 50 or 75.